We are live!
Hello. How's everyone doing today? It's Sunday. I mind my eyes. I just started rubbing them really hard right now because something got into contact. It was odd. How's everyone doing today? It is June 24th, 2018. This is, actually, I don't even know what number episode this is. Was this like 5 or 6 now?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
We're up there.
We'll figure it out, what it is. But yeah, somewhere around then. It's either episode 4, 5, or episode 6. Sorry we missed you last week. Things occur in our lives out of our control, and sometimes we need to take a break from our 1 p.m. appointment with all of you guys.
Yeah, we needed to pay homage to the father figures in this planet.
Yes, hopefully everybody had a great Father's Day last Sunday. Hopefully everybody's having a great had a great Juneteenth as well. And
A what?
Great Happy Juneteenth. You've never heard of Juneteenth?
No, what the hell's that?
Juneteenth was when Texas abolished slavery, and I think Texas was like the last state to abolish slavery or something like that in like 1862 or something like that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a fun little factoid I found out about. But yeah, that. And the first official weekend of summer is upon us. So hopefully everybody had a pretty good week. It's been a little slow in the MMA news, but we had a couple of things to talk about today. We are also going to keep it short because the World Cup is here. We both watched the World Cup today at 2 p.m. Was Colombia going against Poland? It's a very important game.
It's more, this is the World Cup. It's more important than all of us.
Yeah, really. So, we're going to be cutting this short, a lot shorter than we usually do, for about 30 minutes. But like I said, it's okay. Not a lot of news happens. We're going to be recapping UFC Singapore. We're also going to be talking about Lyoto Machida signing with Bellator. Exciting news. And Bellator has their own super fight. Gegard Mousasi, their middleweight champion, is going to go against Rory McDonald, their welterweight champion. For the middleweight belt, I think it's for
Is it?
Mousasi's
I don't even know.
belt.
Is it going up?
I'm pretty sure it's for Mousasi's belt. Yeah. But, yeah. Those are the three topics, the three main things we're going to get into this week.
I don't think Mousasi can make one, though.
No, I don't think Mousasi can. I think he might have. Oh, no. He was a light heavyweight. Never mind.
Yeah.
That's, that was my bad. I thought he had fought at that weight class before. But no, you're right. He usually fights at middleweight
title.
But, yeah. So,
talk about UFC Singapore from yesterday morning.
Yeah, man. I was like, yeah, man. I tried to wake up at 4, but I ended up waking up like around 6:30, and I'm just like, blah. When I woke up, it was one of those like, what's happening?
Turn off your phone.
Sorry about that.
So rude.
Yeah, you're right. I am rude. Sorry.
People know.
Just my mistress.
Oh.
Hopefully my wife isn't listening to this. But anyway, yeah, UFC Singapore started up yesterday, real early in the morning for us people in the East Coast. Pretty great amount of fights. First couple of fights went to decision, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, first 2 fights were decisions.
Let me see some of the results. Once again, as we usually are, we weren't, we're a little unprepared per usual.
But we got up here. I got up here the
oh, here it is. Boom.
Okay. Ching Lang.
Oh,
Lee
yeah,
Lang.
you do have it there already. I was trying to put it on this fucking thing that people can see.
Li Jingliang defeated Daichi Abe. Is that he's Daichi? Daichi? I don't know.
Daichi.
Via decision, round 3. 3-round fight.
Yeah.
Per usual, Jingliang comes in, trying to throw some big punches. Is pretty effective.
Oh, you're talking about? I thought we were gonna start off with the early prelims.
Oh, no.
We're starting off with that. You're talking about Li Jingliang. I'm like, what name are you trying to pronounce right now?
Li Jingliang.
Li Jingliang. Li Jingliang. So it's all one word. Jigliang.
I thought it was like Jinglang.
No, it doesn't either. But yeah, actually, we can just get started with the main card. Why not? Yeah, Li Jingliang defeated Daichi Abe via unanimous decision. It was honestly, just like a striking clinic from Li Jingliang. He kind of like put down his combinations on him. Nice sort of heartfelt moment afterwards when Li Jingliang got the decision win. He ran out into the crowd and hugged his baby girl. I think it was like the first fight his daughter had seen him, or at least since she had been like an infant, I think like maybe a year and a half ago. But yeah, the first time that she was in one of those in the crowd for one of his cards and one of his victories. So nice sort of moment he had with his family afterwards, heartfelt. Jessica Ai actually got her, I think this was her second flyweight fight, correct? against Jessica Rose Clark.
Yeah.
She had already fought before at bantamweight in the UFC. She came in as a bantamweight, but she came in an 8-0 record as a flyweight, and she was like a really dominant force in the amateurs and before she was in the UFC in the flyweight division. But obviously, when she came in, only the bantamweights were around. She lost a lot of her fights, though. I think she lost 4 in a row or something like that as a bantamweight.
It was tough. So I mean, we go back as far as 2013. Wait, what is that? I realize that. Was that a tie? I was a no contest because. Oh yeah, that's when she tested positive for marijuana. That was really.
Oh yeah, yeah, whatever.
But yeah, she was on a 4-fight losing streak for jumping into the 125. She only had 1 win at bantamweight. I think it actually would have been
Leslie Smith.
It would have been 2 wins.
Savage. Oh, but, that was when she bursted open Leslie Smith's ear. Remember when Leslie Smith's ear exploded? Yeah, that was a pretty crazy doctor stoppage there. She has essentially almost ripped off Leslie Smith's ear. But then after that she was
not on purpose.
But then after that she was on a 4-fight losing streak against Miesha Tate, Juliana Pena, Sarah McMahon, and Bench Correa. All of them decisions, but it was very clear that she was fighting at a weight class above one that she's used to. She wasn't, obviously the strongest one there. But she's won her last 2, including the one last night against Jessica Rose Clark, a very tough opponent, but essentially imposed her will, her striking game, and also honestly overpowered her on the ground. She did a couple of grounding pounds, couple of top positions.
She was winning the exchanges, and then he threw a little wrestling in there.
Yeah.
It was Jessica Rose didn't really have an answer for Jessica's game.
Yeah,
and definitely. Then Jessica had a kind of an emotional moment towards the end.
Very emotional victories on the main card yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like she was saying that she, nobody believed in her, they didn't give her a chance. 135, she was fighting bigger girls, and it wasn't fair for her. And now she's, where she needs to be, and she's the best. She puts it. I think it was. It was an emotional thing. I won't give her too much shit. Yeah. It was just a little.
Very emotional speech from her. Yeah, she started talking told you guys I'm the best and this and that. I mean, it's all good. She hasn't had 2 victories in a long time, and she's been getting, like I said, she was getting defeated by all these bantamweights. It made people question why is she even in the UFC in the first place? I know at one point I was like, she's not nearly as good as she was and I saw her previous fights prior to the UFC. She looked really good. She looked like a top prospect that was going to make noise, but. Like we said before, sometimes when people don't fight in their own weight class they should be, really goes for a bad performance, unfortunately. But no, a victory for her, a unanimous decision. She really showed off her skills. She showed off that she still has some fuel in the tank, some fire. So
she's still young too. 31.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
She's got some time.
So we'll see what happens with her in the next couple of fights. I'm sure her next fight will be somebody in the top 5. Or right now the flyweight division is still a little thin. It's not the most crowded division, so to speak.
But I'm very interested. I think 115 was the for women's MMA. That's the hot spot right there right now. That's
115.
Most of the talent is.
Yeah, strawweight. I think is
125. You got a little bit from bantamweight, a little bit from strawweight. So I definitely want to see Nico Montana fight Shevchenko.
That needs to happen.
That's the fight that needs to happen.
There's been talks. That's another thing, actually. There have been talks the past 2 weeks about that becoming a fight. I think Montano actually got cleared by her doctors to fight. So they're looking at, I think, September. They're looking at October, which should be 228, 227, if I'm not mistaken. They're looking to do that, or looking to do it on a Fox card. But nothing's been signed yet. And 3-quarter guard, we don't speculate here. We like to talk about what's actually happening.
Only the facts.
Well said.
Anyway. So in the light heavyweight division, you had OSP versus Tyson Pedro. Tyson Pedro's kind of up-and-comer out of the what do you call it? The Pacific New Zealand? Is he New Zealand?
The Pacific Southwest. Pacific Southeast. Southwest. Australian. No, well, he's from Australia.
He is, from Sydney.
Yeah, he's from Sydney, Australia. They're just like, they got him. You have, what was his name? Tulvasa.
Tuivasa. Just beat Arlovsky.
Yeah, so you got a couple of people coming out from down under that are making some noise. He was somebody that, people said, oh, man, look at this new guy coming in. Had a good ground game. He got a couple of submission wins on this part. Going against OSP, though, he got
you never know with OSP.
He got a clear shot on OSP, though. He did knock him down. He got him on the chin, knocked OSP down. You saw OSP just limped legs go out from under him. But
I think the grappling is just a little more in favor of OSP.
His clinch game is pretty crazy. I mean, he clinches. I know he trains with like heavyweights and stuff like that. But
he's a big guy.
He's a big dude. He's a big motherfucker for like heavyweight. And he's definitely athletic. It's definitely a thing. So I mean, once he got into clinch with Tyson Pedro, there was like a lot of grappling and stuff like that. Maybe like 3 minutes of grappling and crap.
He took it down, ground and pound,
and he got him with a
grab that arm.
What was that called? I always forget what it's called. Yeah, an armbar. Wow.
Was it armbar?
It was like not a regular armbar. It was like a North armbar, like an overhead armbar. I forget what you call those, but he essentially got him in that, and it was over. Yeah, I think it was like the first round. Pretty exciting first round though. Especially
straight armbar.
There you go, straight armbar. I knew it was something like that, but great win for OSP, and the prelims are actually not bad either. There were a lot of TKO finishes. One win in particular came from, two wins, actually. What was that elbow? That really big elbow.
Oh, Yadong?
Yeah, Yadong Song.
Yeah,
landed like this huge elbow against Philip Arantes. That was
violent.
That was bad. Yeah, that was a violent win. And then you also had Peter Yan defeating Teruto Ishihara. Whatchamacallit, Alpha Male's Japanese playboy.
Yeah.
Wanted to just get some money and make some money for his bitches, but unfortunately wasn't his evening in Singapore, as he got TKO'd by punches, and he got knocked out. He got knocked out pretty bad. He hasn't been showing too well, Ishihara, unfortunately. But a great showing for Peter Yang. He definitely, the guy's fucking built like a tank too. He's a little guy, but he's pretty freaking big, and he went in there and just annihilated him with those punches. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good showing for Peter Yang. I'm actually excited to see what he has to do, because it's a bantamweight division. It's bantamweight division, right?
What? Peter Yang?
Yeah, Peter Yang, right? Pretty sure. Let's find that out.
Check the facts.
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, bantamweight division. So
they put on a show for Singapore. Obviously the fight everyone was looking to see was Donald Cerrone fighting another kind of up and comer, and Leon Edwards. Although Leon Edwards actually has been in the UFC for a little while now.
Yeah,
he's only 26, but he's actually been in the UFC since for 4 years.
Damn.
So he's.
I think I knew he was there for that long, and that's why I was also wondering, like,
what, he's 8-1.
I was
the
like,
UFC.
Well, why is this guy like
8-2
calling
UFC,
out Cerrone? And then when I saw his record, I actually remember him fighting Peter Sabato. That was a really good TKO.
He had a couple of losses early on.
TKO in the third round.
Lost to Claudio Silva.
Yeah, right. Yeah, his one loss right now is to Kamaru Usman. I mean,
he's strung a couple of fights together to get that shot against Cerrone, and he got it, and he looked all right.
Yeah, he didn't get the knockout that he wanted to. He did want to finish him, but I mean, he still looked impressive. Cerrone did win one over Cerrone is huge. Yeah, for anybody. Yeah, whenever there's a fight with Darren Cerrone. What's up?
I said ask Darren Till.
There you go. But yeah, whenever a fight with Donald Cerrone happens, it's always a good fight. Great fight last night. Donald Cerrone once again proving why he's a fucking cowboy, why he's a vet, why he's one of the toughest guys in the UFC. He was actually sick right before
that morning.
Apparently, the morning of, he woke up real sick, and he almost called off the main event at altogether just because he felt like so shitty.
Yeah.
But man, he was a fucking warrior, dude. He went in there, he put on a great show for the Singapore fans. It's one thing, like Donald Cerrone, there's never any excuses, never anything like that. You like him or you hate him, but he always goes in there and he always delivers.
Always comes in for war.
Absolutely, and even apparently even when he's sick. So hats off to Cerrone for giving the fans what he wants. And Leon Edwards.
Thank you, Mr. Cerrone.
Leon Edwards actually afterwards called out Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah.
which happened to be one of the people who have beaten Cerrone recently. Masvidal has been. We know Masvidal. He likes to not to say he likes to talk that shit, but he's always like down for a fight.
He doesn't mind talking shit.
He doesn't mind talking shit at all. No, absolutely not. He's very. He's always game for stuff. He's a great boxer. His striking is good. After seeing Leon Edwards striking last night, it's very interesting. I think it's a very interesting matchup between him and Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah, Leon Edwards was a good matchup for. Or Cerrone's a good matchup for him. I guess it was a bad matchup for Cerrone.
Mm-hmm.
It's very light on his feet. Whereas Cerrone's very kind of. I see traditional Muay Thai and very stalking.
He's very OG.
He kind of walks you down.
Definitely, he's very.
So OG Leon Edwards was able to just kind of pick him apart from the outside and and he's fast. He was in and out, and he wasn't landing anything crazy,
No, no.
But he was just kind of in and out doing what he needed to do.
Yeah,
he blooded him up a good amount. Hit him with a nice. Actually, I'm not sure what he cut him open near his eye. I forget what strike that was. But
it was a knee.
It was a knee.
He was, I think Cerrone either thought he was going for a high kick, but instead he was going for a low knee, and bam, caught him with a knee right in the eye. Cut him right, on the side of the right eye, thankfully.
Yeah,
Had he cut him on the eyebrow, that fight probably would have been done and favor for Leon Edwards. But the cut wasn't really, fucking up Cerrone's vision. And then after that, he actually turned it up and started giving Leon Edwards not a run for his money, but definitely started putting up a great fight. And once again, a great showing for Leon Edwards, and we'll see what happens with Donald Cerrone now. Donald Cerrone.
Masvidal has also said he's open to it. He's open to fighting him.
Yeah,
so that could be the next fight.
Yeah, that should be the next fight. He says I'm waiting on UFC's call, so we'll see how that goes. And I guess
I haven't seen Masvidal in a while.
I guess we'll see if whoever fights Cerrone next, if that'll be his
swan song.
That'll be his, definitely. Well, not even that. Just he's tied with Michael Bisping for most wins in the UFC. So if Donald Cerrone beats one more person, he'll have the most wins in UFC history.
I think he's the only UFC fighter to have fight of the night bonuses in each category.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Interesting. Fun little factoid. I remember once, wasn't it Gleison Tebow who had the most victories in the UFC?
He had something. It's weird because he's right,
exactly.
Very middle of the pack guy.
I don't get that, but yeah. We'll see what happens with Donald Cerrone next, and it looks like Jorge Masvidal might be next for the winner of the main event, Leon Edwards. That should definitely be a great fight, and we'll see when that happens. Should be fun times. All right, well, moving on from our Singapore card, Lyoto Machida signs with Bellator. What the
multi-fight deal, exclusive. Looks like he will be. What the hell? And it doesn't say necessarily
what the hell.
Who I guess what division he's gonna be fighting at. We've seen him at 185, seen him at 205. For a while now, he's been fighting at 185, so I imagine he's gonna stick to 185.
He looks good at 185.
Yeah,
he looks good in both weight classes.
He's on a 2-fight win streak, leaving the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
He's 40 years old, which is a kind of a ballsy move, I guess, for Bellator. I feel like a lot of, I guess Bellator included a lot of these promotions. They look for the young talent just to try and get them, and kind of lock them down. But I don't know. They've been going after some old names. I guess they're trying to get more mainstream and get people talking about them.
Oh,
so
yeah.
The bigger names.
Oh, yeah, of course. You got, if anybody that's not the UFC, I guess, is going to have some problems with it. Just you think about it. It's imagine a new version of the NBA springing up out of nowhere, or stadium football trying to make make big names come into their thing. It's all about that. But it's not a bad move. I think. Like I said, Lyoto Machida still looks great. He's going to be 40 years old soon, but he's always been kind of in the karate lifestyle. He's always been a very healthy fighter. He's never, done anything, any kind of steroids or anything like that. But I'm Machida.
Well, he got popped for steroids.
When he got popped?
He got popped for. I think they said it was a dick pill.
Yeah.
Which means it was. Which means it's all bullshit. But.
Yeah. Well, those were for cutting.
He
weight,
didn't know substance was banned. It was.
Yeah. There you go. I think it was something.
This was
like
like
that.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. But I remember like he never. I mean, he's always been like a really healthy guy. He was always taking care of himself and this and that. I mean, because even at 40, his.
Do whatever he needs to do.
I forgot that he did that.
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if, even though Vitor retired, I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up in Bellator.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't either. I mean, Vitor right now, he's saying he's retired, but he's like, until something pops up that I want to, that I want to do, we'll see how that goes. I mean, fuck, they might even do a Machida Vitor Part 2 in Bellator. Well, why not?
Yeah.
It's like the man who knocked him out.
I'd watch.
Yeah, man. But, I mean, a great tenure for Lyoto Machida while he was in the UFC. I mean, he was a former light heavyweight champion. He retired.
Light heavyweight, yeah.
Retired Randy Couture and Vitor Belfort. Middleweight contender. He's definitely a legend of the sport, I think. I think he definitely deserves like a wing in the a wing. I definitely think he deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame in the future. But I mean, his career isn't over yet. He's going into Bellator now. We'll see what happens when he goes there.
The Legends division.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's that's kind of it's not the worst idea Vitor Belfort has had. But it's definitely for like exciting fights, as long as it's
that haircut he used to rock is probably the worst.
As long as we don't do like Dada 3000 fighting somebody.
Yeah, no, I really would like him to not ever fight again. Anyway,
congrats to Lyoto Machida on his new contract, and we'll see how he does in Bellator.
Yeah.
Fun fact: he has wins over their current middleweight champion Gegard Mousasi and light heavyweight champion Ryan Bader. Just an interesting factoid.
The more you know.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of Mousasi, he just signed a fight against Rory McDonald to fight for Rory. He'll be defending his middleweight title against Rory. And that's going to be an exciting fight. Rory's always talked about going up to 185.
Got ourselves
opportunities for a super fight.
Exactly. We got a bit of a super fight on our midst.
And that would be in September.
Be pretty awesome. I'm really excited for that.
We got a super fight 2 weeks from now. And it was funny. We just saw this poster from 20 years ago. The first super fight in the UFC. What's it called?
Royce Gracie versus Ken Shamrock.
Ken Shamrock,
yeah.
Lose my mind here. And that was just so old school. That was like the oldest looking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, man. That's when they used to get people with titles from like different organizations around the world, put them together in the UFC.
Ken Shamrock was like the Shudo.
Yeah, the Shudo world champion. And Gracie had won, the first two UFCs, so it made sense. It was like the first official super fight the UFC had. But now we got super fights springing up, one in Bellator, and I'm really excited for it. Actually, I mean,
damn, Mousasi is 44-6-2. That's a pretty good record.
Yeah, man. Mousasi, he's fucking world class.
He's been around for a long time.
And I mean, to only have 6 losses on your record and you've been around for like that long, he was in fucking Dream, bro. He was in Dream. He was in Pride. He was in Strikeforce.
It just kind of sucks that
multiple titles.
And he's only 32.
Places. Jesus Christ.
He's only 32.
He's only 32 years old.
Yeah.
He's
He's had a long ass. He's had a very long tenure, short career.
Very long career. Fucking A, man. He's like an MMA. Damn, yeah.
So he's still got a lot of time. But I feel like it sucked because he left in his prime, in the UFC. Like, I felt like he was probably one fight from a title shot, if not already there. And that division, especially right now, and that would have been perfect because right now that division is, there's no like super clear contender. I feel like probably Weidman just because
funny enough, I feel
him.
Like you're right. Actually, I feel like Mousasi maybe saw like a couple of people ahead of him in line. Like you had Yoel, you had Rockhold, Weidman, even Jacare. They put him I think they feel like they put those 4 people ahead in line. And it's funny now because. What was it?
Now there's like
Weidman isn't champion. Rockhold
Yoel,
lost his belt.
Might not be around.
Yoel,
Yoel might retire.
Yoel hasn't made weight in the past.
Rockhold's going up to 205.
Yoel's the first person to lose to not make weight for 2 back-to-back world championship fights.
Yeah, they're not gonna put him in a title fight.
I mean, I feel like if Mousasi maybe waited it out a little bit, he definitely would have been in the title picture nowadays. and he definitely would probably be like he probably could have fought Whitaker, or he probably would have fought Yoel Romero. Imagine him against Yoel Romero, and then he beat Romero, goes against Whitaker for the title. He probably could have had that belt, but I mean, he was also thinking about his career. He was also thinking about the money he was making. Yeah. Exactly. And
he didn't feel like he was getting the respect or the money.
He wasn't fighting as often, I think, as he wanted to also in the UFC. He wanted to fight a lot more, and they were just saying, I don't know that it was that they couldn't afford him, but it just like I said, they had other people in that division in mind ahead of him. And which is, I think, stupid because like he's a fucking assassin. He's a silent like killer who goes in there and just fucks motherfuckers up with the striking, and then as soon as he gets you underground, he's like a boa constrictor, dude. His fucking jiu-jitsu is on point. I mean, he has championships in multiple organizations outside of the UFC.
Dream and Strikeforce.
He won Dream, Strikeforce, and Pride.
Is it Pride as well?
I'm pretty sure he won a title in Pride, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure he won a title in every. He's one of those people that won a title in every. Whatchamacallit, in every division, every organization he's been in other than the UFC. So,
Bellator, Cage Warriors. It was Cage Warriors, not Pride.
Oh, okay. Maybe he won a tournament,
but he was two division champ in Dream.
Yeah, right. That's what it was. Yeah, I remember that. He was like a 2-division champ.
I mean, it's impressive for being a cool 32-year-old. He was a Strikeforce champ, 2-division Dream champ, Cage Warriors champ, Bellator champ.
Yeah. I remember there's like a little cardboard cutout and like random 7-Elevens of like him with the two with the light heavyweight and the middleweight Dream titles.
Was it really?
Yeah, it looked really cool. I think he has one in like his place. No. I think maybe that's what it was. I saw it on like an embedded or just some BTS like video they had in his home, and he has like both belts on his shoulders, looking real fucking cool.
It's a pretty cool little memento to have.
A world title. Yeah.
Nice I'm saying the cardboard cutout.
Nice little souvenir to have. Yeah. Definitely really excited for that fight. I think Rory could be
fight everybody wants to see.
I think Rory could. I mean, we haven't really seen Rory at middleweight, but he's a big welterweight though.
Yeah.
He's like 6 or 6'1" or something like that. He's a big guy. I mean, Mousasi is a big middleweight. Mousasi's been in the light heavyweight division. Yeah. So technically, Rory McDonald is fighting somebody 2 weight classes above him. When you think of 2 weight classes than he's used to fighting, because he's always fought at welterweight and he's always cut down.
Rory's also a younger guy.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, for all we know, maybe Rory's stronger, or maybe Rory is just like, some people when they go up a weight class, they get better. They get stronger, they get faster, they don't have to do that big weight cut, so they don't have to deplete themselves so much.
Yeah.
Maybe and the fact that Gegard does have to bring himself down to middleweight, even though he walks around I think at like 210 or something like that, 215. Maybe that'll, definitely play a factor in it. But it's definitely an exciting fight. Definitely a great super fight put together by Bellator. And we'll see if Rory McDonald could be a 2-division champion, or if Gegard Mousasi holds on to that title and maybe says, "Hey, Machida, I want to fight you now."
I'm sure Machida will love that.
But of course,
that would make sense. Get his revenge against Machida.
But of course, this isn't professional wrestling, so one can only hope. One can only hope for such a storyline.
All right, well, I think that's it for us today.
We're gonna cut it short a little bit, everybody. We got the World Cup to watch at 2:00. Sorry, we're those kinds of people. Actually, a quick note: we're definitely gonna make a post up on our social media page on Instagram at 3/4 Guard. Next week we're going to start our show at noon. Once again, because of the World Cup. The World Cup round of 16s starts next Saturday, and we definitely don't want to miss the 2:00 game. So we're going to be coming at you at noon next week, and we're going to be reviewing International Fight Week. The tough finale is going to be coming up, and then the UFC 227?
226.
226.
That's the following week.
UFC 226 is going to be coming up, and the main event of that is, of course, Max Holloway, the featherweight champion, against the up-and-coming Brian Ortega. Holy shit. That's going to be fucking great. Great freaking featherweight fight. Probably the best featherweight fight that could happen right now.
You got a Derek Lewis Ngannou.
You got Derek Lewis. You got Ngannou. You got, what else have we got coming up?
Miocic? Stipe?
No, but I mean, other than that, like the undercard kind of thing, like, because I remember it was just a really...
Who cares? That's all that matters. Put that one fight on pay-per-view, I'm buying it.
Yeah, we have that. And obviously, we have the super fight of, honestly, probably forever. I'm going to go ahead and say that. Stipe is, on record, the greatest heavyweight that the UFC has ever had. He has had more title defenses, and his list of competition that he has crumbled is a who's who of champions and just great like UFC heavyweights that we've had in the past couple of years. Alistair Overeem, Dos Santos, so on and so forth. Going against Daniel Cormier, one of the greatest fighters in UFC history, the light heavyweight champion. He's moving up to heavyweight for this super fight. The only man to ever best Daniel Cormier in the heavyweight and light heavyweight division is John Jones. Daniel
Who
Cormier
may be fighting Brock Lesnar sometime soon, but
for now, Daniel Cormier is undefeated at heavyweight, and we're gonna see if he can take that strap from Stipe Miocic, the greatest UFC heavyweight champion we've had. Also on the card, real quick. Oh yeah, there we go. Michael Chiesa versus Anthony Pettis. It's probably going to be a pretty good. I think we'll see a submission win there. And Gokhan Saki, the kickboxing glory champion, comes back, returns for his second UFC fight, or his second or third.
third, I think.
Yeah, third against Khalil Roundtree. So really packed main card there. And we also have the tough finale, which we will go over next week. But like I said, next week, catch us at 12 p.m. Since we have, the cards to talk about and to review, we're going to have a whole bunch of other stuff to bring to you guys. We'll have a jam-packed 2 hours next week. But for now, we're going to go be soccer fans. Sorry, football fans.
If you're not watching, you should be watching. Support your nation.
Well said. Well said. Even though U.S. isn't in it.
Support your friend's nation.
Well said.
Okay.
Well said. My country's nation isn't in it either.
Support your friend's nation.
Damn.
Bye, guys.
See you guys next week.